Here is June 27th, 2021 garden tour. Again, we'll start with my kiwi vine, which is growing up. The male is finally starting to get up to the top there, and on this side it's wrapping around the post up here. So that's doing well. It's recovering from being chewed right down. This one is getting brilliant. I think it's going to be really nice when this whole area is covered. I did put up some fencing on either side, so eventually this will go all the way around. But for now, this is what I had. So I've got my peas growing up on this side, some beans and squash and such trying to settle in on the other side. And there has been a lot of growth here. Go through, we've got carrots and kohlrabi and things I don't want growing. So I think that these peas are going to start blossoming soon, I expect. Some of the marigolds. I've got lettuces that are nice and shaded in here for most of the day, so I'm hoping that keeps them cooler so they don't bolt as quickly. Over here, I actually have, there was another blossom here yesterday, but there's a little strawberry. And again, those were grown from seed this year. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. Lots of little tomatoes starting in here. These are the Brandywines. So these are seeds that were collected by someone that I know and were gifted to me. And they're growing up well. I did put up this system up here, so I just ran some twine across and I'm just wrapping it around as they get taller. Over here, you can see this one has 3 that are started on it, and it's got a bunch more blossoms all over the place. And these are supposed to be, I believe, about a 1 pound tomato, so this might get pretty heavy on this plant. That one's got a bunch of babies starting there. There's a little strawberry blossom on another plant. This is the chocolate cherry tomato. So this is going to be a whole bunch of little tiny ones. So you can see a few of them here. And again, it's supposed to be very delicious. And these ones are now up. That is basically up with my waist high right now. So I've left a fair bit of room. This top line is at my shoulder height. So hopefully that'll be enough room to support most of their growth. Over here are the Prudent Purple tomatoes. And this is an interesting bit right here where some of the blossoms were, they were basically all too close together. So this one's just gonna be a really weird tomato. I thought I could get rid of it, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Here's another tomato starting. You can see for scale, it's a little more than 3 fingers wide. And it's still very far from being ready. Got a bunch more over here. Some more strawberry blossoms in there and there. My massive kiwi vine, the leaves just keep getting bigger. Bunch more tomatoes in there. Lots of marigolds hanging out in here and blooming. So I'm gonna have to make some jams and such. Bunch of lettuces. My spinach is getting eaten, so I'll have to see what's doing that. But lots of stuff growing in here in between. I still have not planted anything in these ones, so I really need to get on that. Again, more of the same all the way around here. For here, this is one of the grapevines that I grew from cutting, and it is put on, how to get the angle here. So from here all the way up to about here is all new growth. So it's establishing pretty well. These rhubarbs that I started from seed are getting large. These are actually grown as an annual in warmer climates because they need the winter in order to grow the following year. But you can grow them as an annual, and as you can see, you're not going to get, maybe you aren't going to get the best, largest rhubarb, but you are going to get rhubarb. So it is still something worth trying. This is a pear tree. I've got a little goji in there still hanging on. And an apple tree here. It's got a bit of a lean on it, so I'll have to prop it up. And the sea berry finally just started taking off. So a few days ago, it was only about this high. So it's been liking the rain that we've been getting so much better than the water from, you know, the treated town water. There's another pear tree back there. These are the Egyptian walking onions, and now you can start to see those multiple bulbs on top. And there's another one. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of little onions up here. I'm looking forward to being able to get those planted and have more for next year. This was my 2-ish sisters that were pretty much massacred by the birds, but I might get a little bit of corn out of it. I should scatter something in here because it's going to be a lot of weeding as this keeps going forward. Again, just more of the same all through here. This is a bit more of my kind of 2 sisters, and that's where I scattered a whole bunch of seeds. So there's lettuce, there's parsley, there's there's some radishes in there. I think there's some kohlrabi in here. I'll have to take a look and see what all I planted in here, because I may end up actually using some of this as a salad green mix as I start to thin it out. There's the Virginia creeper coming back in. I pulled all that out 2 days ago. This is my asparagus. So you can see it's getting sturdier. So it was all this floppy stuff. It's getting sturdier every time that it puts up a new shoot. I did accidentally weed out an apple tree. That was rather unfortunate, but that's okay. I've got lots of them still. This is zucchini in here, and some peas on the other side. My blackberry or black raspberries are starting to come along. So they turn red first here. Wait, maybe these ones are red, a red variety, because they usually turn a bit red first and then switch over, but this one feels a little bit soft. So I'll have to see. My Minnesota midget melons are just starting to get established. This is my lemon balm. It smells amazing. And it has grown from, it was, probably just, this little section over here when I planted it. In here, it's just more of the same. Still fighting daily to get rid of the dog strangling vine. Yeah. I haven't had much time to do anything too exciting back here, but nature is definitely doing a lot. And I did trim back some of the suckers. I cut those trees down for them last year, and they're a Manitoba maple, so they just have suckers. I'm hoping that I can be heard over the wind. But they were shading out that whole corner, so I just broke off a few of them.